All right, welcome along. My name's Bosch. This is Bosch's plugin review, and this is where I'm going to basically each week I'm going to pick a plugin and just use it to most extreme version of how you can use it, and just give you like a full demo of certain plugins I've got. See if you like them. See if it's something you want to download. You don't have to go in having only seen like small clips on YouTube of how it sounds. Oh, it does this, it does that. This I'm just going to try and use everything within the plugin. So that's the plan. First up, as per usual, got to tell you about buymeacoffee.com/BoschDubs. You can go to that website and support this channel for the price of a coffee. I will always also say as well that any support received through that channel, I get a greater share of it than if it comes from YouTube. So just want to let you know that it is quite important, but anything is much appreciated on whatever platform. What is more appreciated is channel interaction. So if you can interact with the channel, subscribe, like, share, comment, all that business. Go back and watch old videos. Go see if there's something on the channel that might be something that you've been looking to learn how to do. Because that's what it is. Mainly beginner bits in Ableton about dub and dub reggae and such like that, but there's also other stuff on there as well. Anyway, that's the advertising over, so without further ado, let's get into it. This is the plugin review, and we're going to look at something called CollaB3. CollaB3, but as you may be able to guess, it's a B3 organ, and I'm just going to mess around with the drawbars here and see what sounds we can get out of it, basically. Now, what I've done is dragged in... Hang on a second. Where's my loops? I've dragged in these loops. All right. These are just like assembly pack loops, so you can just drag them in and do something with them. Didn't want to make a full loop myself, so I've just got these in. And then what I'm going to do is play around with the CollaB3. And see what sounds we can get out of it. The drum loop's kind of mainly for context. So this is your standard drawbar, Hammond. Let me just get the volume so I can see what's happening. Nice. All right. So before we do the drawbars, I'm going to go through some of the other options that this comes with. So, as you can see, this was brought out during the pandemic. It's got #stay home, make music, COVID-19 info, which takes us to the World Health Organization website, so that's always nice. More stay home, make music. CollaB3 is a free vintage tone wheel emulation to help musicians and creatives around the world stay home during the COVID-19 pandemic, worldwide quarantine. Proudly created by Sampleson, Studio 427, La La Land Audio, Libawave, and that's the date, made with Heis as well. Okay, open and save. So we've got some presets and settings. That just sets which MIDI channel it's going to. Zoom factor on the UI. Just making it bigger or smaller. Voices, as many voices as possible. Let's go 128. I'm not going to need any more than that. So I guess first thing we should probably do is go through some presets and see what they've given us to start out with. So let's just have a flick through these and see what we sound like. So the initial patch. Is what you get when you start. Let's just turn that volume up a bit. Okay, so this is the initial patch. Turn it up. Turn it down just a smidge. Nice. It's not bad to start out with. To say that's just the initial patch. Let's try the 60s church. Yep, very churchy. Charles solo. Very seaside dusty. grand organ. Okay, nice little bit of reverb on there. Jazz basic. Retro pipes. More like a bit of a spooky pipe organ sort of sound. Spooky pipe organ kind of sound. We got rock jam. Ooh, yeah, those old rock like Meatloaf. And then vintage soloing. All right, and you can see every time you change these, the drawbars change, the leakage changes, everything like that. So let's put this back to the start, initial. Close that panel. I've done settings. Yeah, I've done settings. All right, now let's get into what each one of these individual controls does. Now, the first one you're going to notice is leakage. Now, the best way I can show you what this does is to play a note. Right, so with no leakage, you're getting just pure organ tone. But then if you add the leakage, it sounds like the sound is leaking out of its enclosure and you're getting a bit of overspill. I'm on the wrong chord. Yeah, so that's your leakage. Basically, it removes or adds dust. Rotary. Okay, so let's turn that off. A very flat sound. Let's put it to 1. You can start to hear bits of phasing, little like let's start hearing it moving a bit. And let's put the rotary all the way up to 3. Yeah, you can hear that's really wobbling now. Yes, that gives you that real vintage classic wobbly sort of sound. Let's put that back to 1. Let's go over to here before we do the drawbars. So we've got percussion. Is it on or off? Yeah, it's just on or off. Okay, so you can hear the percussion adds like a high little impact note at the start of the note. So if I take it off, I'm going to put it on while playing it. Yeah, so you can hear what that does. Let's turn that off. Percussion, let's do third or second. Ah, okay, so that's picking where the percussion hits in the scale. So let's put the percussion back on. So that's picking where the percussion sits harmonically. Is it a second above, a second interval, or is it a third interval above? Now, I didn't know that's how they did the percussion. I didn't know they had it set to an interval from the note, from the root. So that's quite interesting. Yeah, I had no idea that was a thing. Where's my mouse gone? Yeah, you're just upping the note. There we go. We've got volume control and then chorus and reverb. Chorus is a little bit similar to the rotary control, I think, personally. It's not the same. It's definitely not the same. But they provide a similar kind of movement in the sound. And then, obviously, a reverb. Yeah, not a bad reverb. That's all right, is that? Now, let's look into the drawbars. Now, from what I know about drawbars, each one of these represents a tube, basically. So, you know, on an old church organ, they had big tubes. And these tubes, this was the length of the tubes. So let's get rid of all these and let's just start with the 16th. I won't go too much into the theory of an organ, but it's just nice to know what each one of these knobs does. So the 16 is a 16-foot long tube, as far as I'm aware. If I'm wrong, get in the comments. Now that's the lowest one. But if we drag one of these out, you'll hear it add a layer, and the layer is a few notes up. All right, so you can hear it adding that tone. Let's do the next one. And the next one. So this is just different notes. Yeah? Now, if I'm not mistaken, if I've remembered this correctly, the 8-foot one is that's a true C, like a middle C. So your best thing to do is start with that as your main control, not the bottom two, because the bottom two are slightly different, if I remember correctly. Now, that's your C. If I remember correctly, this is adding a 5th above the C. And this should be an octave below the C. Okay. Now. Yeah. So now, if I remember correctly, the next one is an octave above C. Then this is a 5th above that octave. This is an octave above the last one. This is the 3rd, a 5th, and the last octave. If I've remembered it correctly. So if you wanted to make one of these organs, you could literally put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You could put 9 operators into a group, tune them all differently, and you'd have your own drawbar organ, basically. So. So that's full with all the organs on, with all the drawbars on. What I'm going to do is turn down the majority. So we get with this one, you get like your classic basic classic organ sound. Now, all you need to do is just add layers to this. So I'm going to try and add from the top down. Yeah, it's good. I like it. It's not a bad organ at all. Let me just. Yeah, there's not really much else I can show you apart from just tuning a few of these to different places. Let's do that. Let's get rid of that one and really get rid of that one. All right. So yeah, I mean, that's all I can really show you with this. But I really like this, and I won't lie, I need to use it more in my production because I don't really use it that much. But it is a decent plugin. Let's just see what's that saying. Oh no, it's a really decent plugin. It's free. I will likely put the website, if you can still get it, where you can get it from. I'll put the website up so you can go get it yourself. And that's it. This has been Bosch's plugin review. This has been CollaB3, CollaB3, whatever you want to call it. Nice drawbar organ for you that's completely free. Go check that out. My name's Bosch. This has been Plugin Review, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.